I took our extra bedroom from being our junk room where I edited videos and made it into our home office, homework station, family library, craft room. You gotta see it. Take note of the way I work. I make piles. I pile things up as they come to me or as I've done them. But you know, really it's chronological, and I knew where to find everything. The things that I use most frequently, the things that I use most recently, they're on the top. Pretty simple. But it does stifle creativity when it's just so much visual clutter. I had set up a couple of antique school desks for the twins to do some preschool work because they're going to kindergarten next year. Yes! But they weren't really getting much use out of them, and they're kind of like me. When they're working on a project, they need to spread things out. They need to see all the things. So here's what I did. I already had the giant magnetic inspiration board from the side of an old delivery truck. So I've still utilized that. So I moved my desk over into the far corner. That kind of opens up the flow around the room instead of the desk being in the middle and me being like, y'all, this is off limits. It kind of makes the whole room off limits. So it's over far to the corner. Now, too, I can see out front where the swinging tree is, and over by the tree house, I can look at the garden. I can see if somebody is about to ring the doorbell, all that stuff. So it's much better. And then in front of my desk, there's this little metal strip of a sign that I hung, so it's right at eye level and easy to post things onto. So I'm getting to spread my things out, some inspirations and things to remember. All about me, but not in the way. My piles are still piles. They're still chronological. They are still multiple, but they are now tamed by clipboards. They can be moved around easily. They don't spill over into other areas. They don't grow and move like a living thing, so that's cool. So I moved all the kids' craft stuff and homework stuff out of the dining room. It's nice to have the table to spread out on, but that's the table we eat on too, and that stuff's in the way. I moved out a couple of tables that were just holding piles, let's be real. And moved in this extra dining room table. I know, kind of crazy. I feel like I've got my own boardroom, you know? But we can all kind of powwow around it, do our homework. I can spread out all of the elements for projects that I do. The twins can do their preschool stuff. Sometimes I didn't want to do projects with the kids because the projects on the dining room table were going to be in the way pretty soon. Not so in this room. We can leave everything out and let it dry, or just leave it for us to come back to, and it's fine. It's not in anybody's way. So to cut down on visual clutter, I gave up a shelf in my mid-century cabinet over here and put the Play-Doh equipment and the coloring books in there. We have crayons and markers and pencils and glue and all those things in little containers at the end of the table. They're not in the way. All the pencils, markers, glue, scissors, all those things are not visual clutter because they all have their own little containers at the end of the table. They're out of the way. It's fine. It's fine. Also, the light of a table lamp, especially, come on, a popsicle lamp, right? Just adds a lot of warmth and ambiance to the room. Who couldn't use more ambiance, you know what I'm saying? For our shared family library, I feel like it's just more funky and fun and encourages exploring if you just make a wall of books. We don't need a shelf. We don't need a shelf. A fun rug in front of a bright open window. That's a win. Plus I mixed genres and age appropriateness and reading level and all of that stuff together. It's for all of us. The kids see us sorting through the wall of books. That's a great example. Plus, in the real world, they're not just gonna be able to pick something that's perfect for them out of a whole area. You've got to go through and look at things and see what's appropriate and see what is of your interest and all of that. So to recap, inspiration boards, open traffic flow, spread out, be inspired, and the dining room table in the office, come on, that's one of the best things I've done ever. And for me to create in a space where I am surrounded by things that I love, that's really important. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, check out our social media stuff. In the comments, tell me the things that made you go, oh, and tell me the things that have worked for you in your creative spaces. Life is what you make it. Let's get our hands dirty.